There we go. All right, let's see here. Trying to find out, just checking a few things. Don't know if anybody will show up. It's not like anybody was told I was going to be here. So probably not. But we had some difficulties tonight, technical difficulties. So I'm wanting to see what works and what doesn't and be able to figure this out so we hopefully won't have any more problems like that this next time. So let me see here. I'm going to figure out how we, uh, good. Is it looking clear or how's it looking, baby? He's just right across the room. It makes it weird.
I don't know, but you need to make me a moderator.
Oh, okay. How do I do that?
Well, the best way I found is off your phone. It's easier.
Oh, really? Okay. Because
So just go
into
to YouTube under your name.
All right. Just playing around, people. Got it. Got one person here. All right. So how do I do it? Pen, report. Add moderator. Ta-da! All right. Now Matt's moderator. At least he can drop some links for some people if need be. That would be kind of cool. Go ahead and start putting people in. That way, if anybody wants to look later and see who we care about, who's in our community, I got to tell everybody, if you end up coming back and watching this later, I'm blown away by how great it's been to have everybody coming in and going to match chats and being able to meet the people and see all these individuals that have their own thing, but yet we come together and share it, and it's really fantastic. Um, Let me see here. One of the things I'm wanting to be able to figure out is to be able to do videos from other people. One of the things I was talking about in Matt's shorts up of pictures, just some stills from when you were a kid, or just family pictures of going fishing. And then maybe we can do some reaction videos to those. I think that would be really great. Just a couple of little snips of pictures that, I mean, you can just bring them up on the screen, or if you know how to edit them into a video, that would be great. But just a short, something we can bring up and be able to see things next time. I think that would be fantastic. I'd love to see those of everybody. Hello, Sue. Thank you. Thank you, Sue, for coming by and saying hi. I'm just checking things out and seeing how things work so that hopefully anytime we're having technical difficulties, I can help out. Tonight, our entire Wi-Fi went down. So in a pinch, I was able to pull it up on my phone and get Matt back up and going. But things like that, it's real world. It happens. But we want to make sure that it's seamless for everybody. Let me see here. I wonder if Matt, can you show me how to share the link so that if share screen. All right. That's how that works. Easier with two monitors. No, that's not what I want. All right. How do I bring people up? What do I do? What link do I send them? Matt? That means thumbs up. Thank you. Good to know. Thank you, Suey. Thumbs up to you too. I always love yours. I try my best to make sure I put thumbs up and things like that. I'm needing to be a little bit more diligent, not going back and checking on things like that. I try to watch some of the videos, but recently I've not been able to get. Is that what we do?
No.
Okay.
Copy.
Put it down here. All right. There we go. If you want to come in and we can chat, I won't say face to face, more like face side face, something like that. That would be great. I always enjoy your chats. I like your voice. Maybe we can sing together. Hello, Marino's Mysteries. Enjoy seeing you here. Just kind of checking some things out. Ah, Sue, you're gonna have to tell me how to do that. Um, let me. No, she said set up the Nightbot.
See, and that's what I told you I wanted to do it for mine.
Okay, I'll have to do some research. If somebody knows how to do that and that can let me know, I'd really appreciate it because it's great when everybody drops their links and stuff. But it'd be really nice to uh, have. I didn't realize that was something specific. I realized Matthew would say I'm a noob. I don't. There's a lot of things I still don't know, but I'm also one that researches. So point me in the right direction, people. If anybody wants to come up, I've dropped the link for all of us 3 or 4 that are in here. Um, what are, what are you doing, Cassidy? Oh, Cassidy's making a video over there right now.
We have 3.
So we'll
right here.
yeah, where? Right there. See? How quick! This is all real, folks. This is what we really like. Um, let's see. So let's see. I'm kind of curious. What would other people like to see in future videos? Do you like reaction things? You know, we'll bring things up of what other people have done.
Everybody seems to like to be able to come and bring people up on panel.
I know. I'd love to do that. Anybody who would like to come up in the future and trying to talk Big Matt into doing a bit of changeover with people so that more people have a chance to come up and talk and everything. I think that's one of the things that's really cool. Anyway, Suey, can you point me in the direction to learn how to? Uh-oh. Okay. Hopefully we won't lose Wi-Fi again. We did that earlier. Ah, and the legend. Here's my honey bunny.
I'm not the. I'm the newbie.
You're the newbie. Yes. Our kids think we're pretty much the noobs, but they don't know that.
I'm a veteran at making YouTube videos.
Yes, Cassidy is the veteran. She wants us to know that she's the veteran at making YouTube videos. But let's see here. Thank you, Sui. Um, oh, Matt, is that a wasp's nest behind you? Probably. Probably. I just sorry. It says where'd the giant come from? You notice all of his videos. Y'all might notice that in most of his videos, you just see the sky behind him. Well, that's what you see when you. All right, now I feel like I'm watching one of Cassidy's videos, spinning around and around and around.
Yeah, I was having fun earlier, and you made me get off so you can get up. That's why.
That's because I wanted to check on things before midnight, figuring out how all this kind of stuff works.
Yep.
You know good and well that our daughter.
Hey, Marino. The link's in the chat, Marino, if you want to come up and talk. It's okay. I promise I don't bite hard.
You're not going to bite too much of anybody else right now. Just say it. Let's see. Ooh. All right, it's the middle of the night, so the cat has decided that it's going to attack everything. So let me see here. Anybody got any singing requests? What was that, Cassidy?
Yeah, coal miner's daughter.
Say that again, Matt.
Coal miner's daughter.
Hello, Impedmar. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Let me see. Who's? You get everybody in on the party tonight. Wouldn't that be fun? Go to the after party. Only the special people come to the after party. Then you get the special words. Let me see. Here's Marino. Bring that up. Matt, what are you doing?
Get away from me!
Careful, he bites. He looks like that. I'm sorry, but that just I got visuals of the old Mr. Ed videos. The TV show with the horse, talking horse.
So how you
How
doing?
you doing with the old Mr. Ed
Good.
videos? The TV show with the horse, talking horse.
Somebody's got their mic on.
I just unplugged my earphones.
That's what it was. Yep, because usually when we've been doing Matt's lives, I've decided I have to mute everything else. I just listen to what's coming out of his computer because otherwise it's too hard to keep track of what's going on. Margie, that's your name. Thank you. Now I know who to say. I just had the name in Pedmar. I hadn't had a chance to go and watch any of your videos yet. I did set to follow you earlier though. So how are you doing tonight, Mr. Marino?
I'm doing fine. I'm getting a really weird delay on here.
I've had that happen a few times too. Where I'd have to click the underneath it, it'd say live.
I think we're in multiple different time zones here, so it takes a minute for it to catch up.
Maybe that's what it is.
No.
Maybe. Well, what do you?
No. Get away from me! Get away from me!
Oh man.
See, I'm not in my live.
Sorry, just a second. Yes, sir. Sorry, my dad called. Excuse me. Hi.
Some trouble.
Well, if you go on to mine, I'm living from mine now. I was wanting to test some things and check them out. Um, Everything okay?
Uh-oh.
Um,
I'm looking up here because my screen is 40 inches here, and that's my computer.
Hey, Dad, can I call you back in a little bit? Or it's hey, Matt. A minute. No, just a second. And let me send you. Dad's wanting a link to mine. It's Texans Down Under. If you want to just go and look at it. Yep.
Yeah, all he has to do is go into the live and go up to the link that you dropped, and he can pick it up.
Believe me, even at my age, if my daddy calls, I answer the phone.
He's nice.
Okay. She says if you go back in and change the playback speed to 1.25, it sometimes stops the delay. Oh, that's good to know for next time. Thank you. Because I have that issue a lot. Bluegrass Trapping says hello. Demeter, thank you, Demeter Solis, saying hello and good night. Okay, so it's
I've only done one live, and it was playback of a video that we did, and I didn't have any problems.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that are doing that. I ain't figured out how to do that part yet, so I must be doing something good.
We're just learning all that different kind of. It's something because during the live itself you don't really want to do. People are expecting you to not be focusing on how do you do this and how do you do that, so you want to practice and get it figured out. But in order to really figure it out, you've got to have people there to do it. So it's kind of a catch.
Hello, kicking it with Harold.
Oh, hello, Harold. Nice to see you. Hey y'all.
Hey, in the description if you want to come up, and maybe she'll do one of her songs for you tonight. I put in a request for Coal Miner's Daughter, but she ain't said yes or no yet.
No, I haven't. Let me see here.
I'm sitting outside in the school so I can not be in the same room.
Yeah. Let me see. Does anybody want to hear me sing? No, nobody saying they want to hear me sing. All right, I guess not.
Getting it with Harold said yes.
Yes. Let's see. I'm still laying in bed. All right, good to know. Anyway, but so Marina, I'm not certain. What time zone are you in? Whereabouts are you?
I'm up in Maine, so the time zone is Eastern.
Right.
So it's
Okay.
12 a.m. right now.
Well, the let's see, the customer service chat says it might be on my end.
All right.
See, I see
All right.
yes.
Yeah. Kicking it with Harold says he'd like to hear me sing. Let's see. 12.
I'm going to try something. I'll be back.
Okay. All right. Yes. Okay. I'll sing. Let me see. Now, allergies are pretty bad here right now, so my throat's sore. So we'll just see how this goes. Hopefully, it'll be all right. No, I don't. All right. This is one of my favorites. As I walk through the door, I sensed his presence, and I knew this was a place where love abounds. For this is the temple, Jehovah God Almighty. For we are standing in his presence on holy ground. In his presence there is joy beyond all measure, and at his feet peace of mind can still be found. If you have a need, I know he has the answer. Reach out and claim it, child, you're standing on holy ground. We are standing on holy ground, and I know that there are angels all around. Let us pray Jesus now. We are standing in his presence on holy ground. No, she didn't, but it was released for people to be able to sing, so it's all right. Thank you, Sue. So, what? No, that's not the song. Yeah. Um, Cassidy was asking about one of the songs my mom wrote. So a few people have heard that one. Thank you. Thank you. Let me see here. My mom, someday maybe I'll be able to get her to come on, especially if she's able to get her auto harp I understand, Sue. Thanks. Um, uh, Neighbors with loud music. We used to have a bar next door to us, so I get that. Even here in the country, that was pretty loud. But a Cassidy. Anyway, But anyway, my mom played an auto harp, and if anyone's ever seen one of those, um, it's it's kind of like a cross between the harp that you would play like this and like a guitar or something. It is. Oh, I'll get a picture for you in the future. But anyway, the auto harp, she played it since well before I was born, and I just grew up with it. She always was doing the worship leading at church and everything else, and I'm not as young as some of them out there, so um, we didn't have. I mean, when we were driving along there to have places between towns, there's no radio stations, and what we would do is we'd just sing. We'd sing stuff from church because most of us knew it. So I grew up doing that. And whenever I'm trying to think of a song, those are the ones that come to mind first. So what's some of y'all's favorites? Let's see here. If anybody could toss it up, and this isn't a request necessarily, just kind of a chit chat. There's any particular songs that have always been, I don't know your go-to, what your sorry, I keep doing that. Like I said, allergies are bad here right now. But anybody have any things, any songs that kind of just take them back to their childhood? You're having a rough day, what comes to mind? Let's see. Anyway. Let's see. Cassidy, name a subject. I'll talk about anything. What was that, Matt?
Okay.
Cat? A cat. All right, I'll talk. Well, we seem to end up with a bunch of cats. Not on purpose. Thank you very much. The let's see. We've had cats. Our neighbors used to have cats. We used to joke that they were the. We used to joke. But anyway, our neighbors used to have cats. We called it the local maternity ward. They always had kittens and cats all over the place. Oh, Amazing Grace, Leaning on the Everlasting Arms. Those are good ones when you're just having a day. Hey, Mike, I see you here.
Yeah, I'm here, but I'm still getting that 1
delay.
minute delay.
Okay. Well, we
Sorry.
don't mind you popping in and out. That's okay. You're still working it out. Let's see. I tell you though, my parents, because I was blessed, grew up in church. My dad was military, and so we traveled a lot. But my parents were still the staples. They were always, yeah. Anyway, oh no, that one I could probably do. Daddy sang bass, Mama sang tenor, and me and little brother just joined right in there. Oh, I love those songs. Grandpa telling me about the good old days. Those are good. My daughter's over there just making up her own songs. She's always on that. You're singing what? Arcade? Okay. No idea. But let's see here. Let me think here. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound. Oh, she's bringing up something. Chances are I'm not going to know any of it, but we'll try. We'll see. Oh, that song? Oh my word. My daughter's 13 years old. Her best friend is 6 days older than her. And no, because your birthday is the 6th and hers is the 1st. So anyway, point is, if you ever had two 13-year-olds that are wanting to learn a song and they just sing like one line of it over and over and over and over again. Oh my word. I know. She says they just do that to annoy us sometimes. So let's see here. Thank you very much, Marino. Like I said, music's just been part of my life. It was actually kind of a odd thing. I realized growing up, I always listened to music. It was constantly on. When I had my own place, when I lived in Puerto Rico, music was constant, always on, always on. And I'd have everything from, well, when Matt and I met, it was kind of a joke. He said, "You probably don't listen to music I listen to." I said, "Honey, I got stuff in my phone older than you." I said, I've got things from gospel and country and hard rock and old rock, and I've got reggaeton, I've got bachata, and I've got all that kind of stuff. Just all kinds of great stuff. But then after my kids were born, I really didn't listen to music much, and just didn't realize I was so sidetracked into what's going on right now that I wasn't taking that moment to listen to music, and hadn't realized how much I needed that. And started actually picked up some Bluetooth headphones so that I could listen to music while I'm going around doing things, and being able to just relax into a good song, no matter whether it's something fast or slow or new or old. Just that music, it's like software for the brain, kind of get you into the mood you want. You can always change your mood according to what you're listening to. Old Rugged Cross. Yes, Sue, I've seen a few times where you've had the lives of what's going on at your church. Some of y'all might have noticed this last Sunday. I was trying to set up the live stream for our church, and I'm learning how all of it works. And with that, we're talking 3 cameras, and I've got this A10 Mini Pro, and just getting it all set up. And instead of live streaming it to the church's test site, I live streamed it to here on Texans Down Under. Now, I don't have no shame in my game about what church I go to or what they believe or what we teach. But sometimes I think people weren't expecting to see an actual full-on church service. So, but it is there. Let me see. I don't know why, but for some reason, my chats on the screen aren't as quick as the ones on my phone. That's interesting. Any Kitty Wells song? With Harold, when I used to sing karaoke when I lived in Puerto Rico, and everybody always wanted me to sing Janis Joplin. Everybody always wanted me to sing Janis Joplin because they figured that I looked like her. And if you look at some of my younger pictures and her, then I see it now. But at the time when I was younger, I'd never seen her except for with glasses and the hair all in her face and everything. So I didn't really even know what she looked like. And then one day I was at work and literally ran into her brother, and he thought I was her. I'm like, no, but I don't have the same gravel in my voice like she did. That's for sure. I can sing it, but it doesn't come out the same. Now, the little Bonnie Raitt, that's something I can do. That kind of songs. Let's see. So who's still here?
You got 10 people now.
Yeah, we just playing around, but people are showing up. If you're just coming in, I was just learning how to use some of this so I can help Matt out in the future a little bit more. But I'm glad to see y'all coming in. Some time with some friends and getting to see each of you. Hello, Small Town Catfisher. Nice to see you. Let's see here. Marino's trying again. We're going to see if he's gotten past his tech. Oh, hi. Are you seeing me now?
Hey, I got it.
Nice. Good.
I got to shut your speaker off, and I'm all set.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever works. So what's your favorite songs?
Oh man, it's nothing like yours.
Well,
My probably my favorite song is the one from Smokey and the Bandit.
when I helped my aunt when I was helping her move her stuff from Washington back up to Alaska. We're going on along the Alcan. I'm assuming you mean eastbound and down.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Every time we get back into the truck, I'll put up I was thinking about putting some videos up from that trip because, boy, saying it was a trip was one thing. Got this 83-year-old woman who, the hardest part about the entire trip for her was not having her phone. She lives in Alaska. They are constitutional carry, so she doesn't go anywhere without it. And I mean, she grew up here in Texas and goes from Texas to Alaska, so that gives you a bit of a knowledge of who this woman is. But every time we get, yeah, it's my dad's sister. Every time we got back in the truck, we'd have to sing that eastbound and down, loaded up in truck. We're gonna do what they say can't be done. Yes, Harold, she did get that from Jack Daniels. I've never had any of that. Oh, hi, Dad. My dad's here.
Okay, we'll be good.
What was it you were just singing, Dad? Oh, you don't remember? Can y'all hear him?
Yeah, that's coming through good.
The one who saved me by his grace, will take me by the hand and lead me through the promised land. What a day, glorious day, that will be.
Oh, one night we're gonna have to get Mom on here too. Hear that whole Mama sang bass, Daddy sang tenor.
Mama,
Yeah.
I like it better.
Yeah. Your little brother just came down. Oh yeah.
We're all confused.
Yeah.
My favorite one is Stroke Race is Born to Race.
Oh, Matt says his favorite one, Stroke or Race, was Born to Race.
never heard of that one.
Say what?
He's giving me looks now.
I'm sorry, I don't do that country stuff.
That's not country. What is that? Came off of the Smokey and the Bandit. Burt Reynolds actually sang that song first.
Oh, I don't know. Dean Martin, Frank Sinatra.
Oh yeah.
Three Christy Minstrels.
Here, I'm gonna. You know what? Here, just showing. Oh, he put it away real quick.
What? Oh, I was gonna get over here.
Okay, there's my daddy. That's my daddy.
Wie geht es mein Herz? Sprechen die Deutsch kein bisschen, ja?
I'm speaking decent Deutsch.
I
Pero,
worked 20 years in the military, so I picked up a little bit of language here and there.
pero no tengo palabras para todos. Ah, tío, right in the.
¿Cómo está, paisán? ¿Cómo está, paisán?
Bueno, gracias.
Una más cerveza.
That's pretty close, though, actually.
See, I lived in Puerto Rico for a while. So I've done all kinds of weird stuff. I lived in Puerto Rico for a while, and even though I went to high school in Texas and quote unquote took Spanish, didn't stick very well. So
I took Spanish, so maybe put it back.
yeah, Dad took Spanish, but they made him put it back.
That's Maria if you've ever heard Copperhead Road.
Yes, I have.
Okay. All right. He said yes. So when I came back to the States, I lived there for about 2.5 years. Went out there working with FEMA after those hurricanes, all those hurricanes in 2004. And Lance says, hello, Hawaiian fisherman. somebody needs to drop a link for him. I don't have them. And I'm still learning how to set up the mods. So I'll try to get that figured out more later. I can't do it on the phone at the same time. Yeah, do you want to do that for me, Beth? Anyway, so when I came back from Puerto Rico, I got a job doing customer service on the phones, and I was going to try to be bilingual because I was pretty good at it when I lived there. And so they did an on the phone interview with me. And when we got done, she said, "Well, you got a pretty good handle of the Spanish, so you probably could do it." She said, "But you have a terrible Puerto Rican accent." So, they have if anybody's familiar with the different types of Spanish and stuff, Puerto Rican is very familiar. They don't use the Ucedes version. They use the tu. So then they drop S's all over the place. It's just like a hillbilly version of Spanish. But let's see. I did it my way. Regrets I've had a few, but then again, too many to mention. Yeah. That's from your I did it Frank Sinatra. I wanted to say Fred Astaire. I knew that wasn't right. Is that Ginger Rogers did everything Fred Astaire did, but backwards and in high heels? Yes. Here. Okay, small town practices. Who is Lance? The one I was talking about before. Okay, Hawaiian Fisherman. That was the name that I was talking about. So apparently you did a live earlier. I have to go back and look. Yeah, we missed it. Sorry. So what have you?
There seemed to be an awful lot of lives today.
Well, and the thing it is last week.
Last Tuesday there wasn't hardly anybody.
Right.
And now everybody's trying to take my time.
Oh no.
Yeah. Well, you came on out of the blue, did a 4-hour live, and it was a huge success. Of course, everybody wants to butt in.
Well, we enjoyed having everybody. It was like having a big old party over here at the house. It was nice. It was really nice. This one?
That's how it goes.
He was bowing. He wasn't doing
Well,
good.
I thought there was a little, yeah, but no.
And then don't do this in Turkey, right?
No.
Which one's the really bad? I don't know. Oh yeah, he doesn't repeat that. One of the first things you learn in a new country is what things you're not supposed to say.
Exactly.
In Turkish, I remember that the word peach and ill, like what we would think of somebody being sick, the way someone used to say it, ill, I-L-L. The pronunciation of those words are the same as insults in Turkish. So, you could be arrested because of a lot of insults. So, you want to be careful about that. In particular, you want to be careful when you're asking how much the peaches cost. So, it's something to keep in mind. But, let's see. I worked at a street up in Puerto Rico. I loved it. Gorgeous place. I loved Puerto Rico. Oh yeah, we had dinner. I had a party at my house one night, and now all this was before I even met Matt. But we had a party, and a lot of my friends that were expats from the U.S., the little island we were on in Yepes, they didn't have any. Most of the food was, you had local food and you had fancy food, for the tourists coming. So
Sure.
One extreme or the other, you didn't have anything in between. But there was no Mexican food. There was none of that. You wanted Mexican, you went over to the Big Island, you went to Taco Bell. That was about as good as you got. So we had these dinners at one of our houses, and everybody bring their, hot roast or the home food, or you know, we had an Italian night and everything. One night we did seafood, and one of the guys literally went fishing and caught lobster to bring for the dinner. I got
That's
some-
the way to do it. That's the way we do it up here.
Oh yeah, with the Maine lobsters.
Yeah.
That sounds
We go out, low tide, start digging clams till it's high tide, then pull in the lobster traps, have a nice seafood dinner right out on the beach.
Oh,
Back
that sounds
in the early
fantastic.
days up there in that area, lobster was faster and faster. Or in the
Oh
early
yeah. Yeah, back in my grandmother's time, yeah.
Right. With the poor folks ate.
Actually, they fed a lot of the lobsters to the prisoners.
Really? Wow, I didn't know that.
I bet they didn't have any hot butter sauce.
Probably not.
Or lemon.
Oh, nice little lemon drizzle on top. Put a dill, butter.
All right, now you're just messing it up.
So you're just gonna go old school, butter and a little bit of lemon, or
Butter and yeah, lemon or vinegar if you absolutely have to, but
Ray. I've mentioned her before. We call her Ray Ray. She lived in Virginia, where she grew up, and she worked at a Cat and D's there. And but she says they always put malt vinegar, and it's the only place
Yeah.
I've seen it is at the Cat and D's here. They've got little packets of malt vinegar, and I tried that once. I never would have tried that without her saying it, and it was really good, really good.
malt vinegar is really good. You can use cider vinegar too. I never used malt vinegar until I went to Five Guys.
Oh.
And also in Germany, you learn to dip with fries and mayonnaise.
Oh, right. Pommes frites. Over in Germany, they don't dip their French fries in ketchup. They dip it in mayo, in mayonnaise. And,
Canadians do that too. They got something about mayonnaise in Canada.
Well, it spoils unless you have good refrigeration.
Oh,
yeah. Well, up there at least it's a little easier to keep things cool.
yeah, all but 2 months of the year.
Yeah. I think we're about to have our 3 days of fall for the year. That'll be nice. Everybody will be outside and enjoying being able to wear jeans for a couple of days. We're still at, what was it, at 10 o'clock this morning? I think at 10 o'clock this morning it was 88 degrees. However, the real feel was 101.
Ugh.
And it must have been 110% humidity.
Ugh.
It's bad.
Ugh. It was 70 here, and I was sweating. I'm still sweating.
Well, our weatherman, our weatherman was talking yesterday, or last night, I should say, that we're getting ready to have this whole thing, and people might be turning on their fireplaces and wearing a sweater, and it's supposed to get all the way down to like 59
Oh, it's gonna get that. Ooh, that'd be nice.
at night.
Oh, that'd be nice. Oh, at night. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lower 59.
Yeah. I've spent most of my time up here in Maine and Connecticut, and so this was the first time a couple of weeks ago that I ever drove south, and I went all the
Okay.
way to Florida
Oh,
in the summertime, and I almost melted.
Yeah.
yeah.
And these snowbirds, they come up here in Maine during the summer, and then they leave in the winter. And I'm thinking about doing that, but everybody told me that it's just as humid down there in the winter, so
Oh, yeah.
I
Oh, yeah.
I couldn't do it. Couldn't do it.
Absolutely. Yep. It's. I remember I lived in Denver. I went there for college, and I tell you, beautiful. Don't let anybody tell you that it's like messy, snowy all the time. Denver, it is. There's like over 300 sunny days a year. Even if there's snow on the ground, it's gorgeous. I love it. But I came home for Christmas.
You can have an elk come through her phone window.
Yes, it did. But that's a different story for a different night. The times in Anita's life she almost died. That would be a 2-hour live right there. But no,
It's not funny, but I gotta laugh at it. In
I
my
still laugh.
business, we're very dark sense of humor.
Oh, that's our life. My mom's always said, sometimes it's laugh or cry, and I just get tired of crying. So we're gonna just jump right past that.
Have you ever heard of cruelty jokes?
Cruelty jokes? Yeah. Okay.
When I was younger, they went to the school. They had cruelty jokes like, "Mama, why Daddy run away?
Oh.
Didn't reload."
Oh, no. Moving right along.
Mommy, why am I running in circles? Did I know you had a foot before?
Oh, yes.
Is
And
that
you
the
wonder-
kind of dark humor you're talking about?
And you wonder,
No, it's the type of humor when a bunch of firemen and EMTs get together
Oh,
and we're at a restaurant talking.
Yes.
We know we've gone too far when the people at the next table start throwing up.
yeah, that's, well, I mean, my mom was an RN for 45 years,
Oh, there you go.
know, and then Dad been in the Army for 20 years and stuff. I mean, we grew up in a household where
everything
realize
is discussable.
things happen, and that's one thing about me. I've said in the past, I'll talk to anybody about anything, anywhere, anytime. I don't have a lot of shyness when it comes to that, but it's gonna be deals and stuff. I remember we were at a restaurant, and I mean, not a restaurant. Yeah, we were talking about circumcision, and my little brother at the time, he was I don't know, probably about 10 or something, and maybe even a little bit younger. And he goes, "You're never gonna do that to me!" And my mom says, "We already did." He jumped up, ran to the bathroom. He came back. It's still there. That's normal conversation. Dad, sometimes when you're talking, you're gonna have to speak up, or you're gonna have to speak behind me a little better, because some people can't hear you.
Oh,
You don't want to hear those jokes. You don't. You don't want to hear those jokes.
okay. Ever heard this cruelty joke?
Well, any kind of joke like, I mean, I don't know that I ever heard the term as cruelty joke, but
Well, you heard
very
of
morbid humor.
that?
Well, now remember, YouTube is a little touchy. They're,
Right. That's
Be
why I was
careful.
like, yeah, you got to be careful how they were clean jokes. It's not messy when.
well, after the circumcision, yeah, it's clean.
See, you the one talking about the circumcision.
Yeah. Oh boy. Oh boy. I don't even remember what I was going to talk about earlier.
He was nailed his other students for it, isn't it?
Yeah, something about being on the circus floor. We're not going to go into that. You said Stu. Maybe you said Stu.
Well, you were talking about being up in the snow and then coming
Oh,
home.
yes. Thank you. Thank you very much. But I came home, and I almost didn't get to fly out because there was a blizzard coming in. It was cold. I'm there. I've got sweater on and everything else. My flight gets into Houston at basically midnight. My dad shows up. Side note, he also hit a deer on the way there. But the point about the weather is, yeah, he went girl hunting. But anyway,
Yeah,
so
they didn't do
I
anything on the day.
stepped off the plane, and I swear it felt like somebody took a blanket and soaked it in hot boiling water, and then took that blanket and just threw it on it. Because in Colorado the air's thinner, It's, and then
Oh,
it's dry here.
yeah.
It's semi-arid there. And here I show up, 30 miles from the coast, Christmas, and I was dying. I think I just like melted into a puddle right there. It was
We're doing our imitation of John Butter.
He's kind of.
Well, I rented a motorcycle for a day when I got down in Florida. I
Oh, down in
figured I'm
Florida?
going to go look things around and, have a good time. And I said, it can't be bad on a motorcycle. It was like having a furnace in front of me the whole
Yep.
time. And I only lasted 2 hours. So
Yeah.
I took the motorcycle back, and of course they wanted me to wear a helmet. We don't wear helmets up here and all the gear and everything. Well, I didn't wear the gear. I'd have been dead. But I took the helmet off and water started coming out of, sweat started coming out of the helmet. I gave it to him and I said, you're going to want to wash this a few times before you give it to anybody else. They said, do you want a refund? I said, no, I don't. I just want to get back in my car where it's air conditioned.
Right.
Oh, it was horrible.
We have windows.
Couldn't do it again.
Again, it's beautiful. There's so many parts of this country that are, all around the world, but it seems like everywhere I've gone, you've got the good and the bad. But so much of this world is so beautiful. And,
Oh yeah, it's real beautiful. I'd have to do like they do with diving. I'd have to do it in increments. Come down to like Connecticut,
right.
then maybe North Carolina for a year. then maybe Georgia, the top part of Georgia, and then maybe a little bit. I don't know.
Georgia,
But you guys would freeze to death up here.
Yes. Well, think about what we went through back in February. I mean.
Oh, yeah.
Year. We
Yeah.
went down. I mean, the nighttime temps were down to what, like 11 or 12 degrees Fahrenheit. I mean,
I-
cold.
Yeah. Well, that's how you got your name. They shoved you underneath the house.
no power,
Yep.
no wood stove. So.
Exactly. You have watched that. My whole one video I finally gotten up, but but
Yeah, but you outdoors people, you can make fire anywhere. You don't have to make it in the house.
well,
But in the middle of the living room kind of messes up the carpet.
A little.
You had a fire outside.
we did. We had a fireplace out on the porch because it wouldn't have been so bad. Most people would have been miserable, but they would have been all right, But when they cut the power off, ERCOT that is so.
I
upsetting.
couldn't believe what was going on. That
Oh no.
up here, that wouldn't happen. We'd have been after them with pitchforks and torches.
Yeah. There's some legal battles going on, definitely. Part
Good.
of it's that Texas supplies power. At one point, it had one of the largest power grids came out of Texas. My dad's dad was third man from the top of Houston Light and Power, over 22 plants.
Well, and because they
So,
turned something
Oh.
off at one time.
yeah,
Like there was parts of Oklahoma that didn't
Right.
power
There
because
are
they
still-
were in the same boat with
right. There's some parts of other states that still get their power from Texas. And what's bad is the fact that really it should have been able to handle it.
And then,
And
the light companies were trying to charge people.
Oh, and
for
then
the
power
lights that they wouldn't even use.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. And some people ended up with tens of thousands of dollars on the bill.
I had one
It's
friend
like,
of mine that lived 2 blocks from the police station. They didn't lose power, and then they got their light bill, and it was like $1,200.
Oh, yeah.
$200. Because they wanted them to pay for everybody else.
that's one thing I like about, I'll set it into a lot 12 or 24 month price thing, and I don't have them just pull it out. I want to check it and kind of see where we're at. So,
Right.
But with the when we had that power go out, ERCOT, most of the people on that board they don't even live in Texas. So I guess for them it wasn't a big deal. But to
Right.
go without power for 3 days. I mean, thankfully, we had resources living in the country. You know, we had a Coleman stove. We had all these different, we've got history. Praise the Lord. We got a little bit of prep for, you know, before preppers were called preppers, they were just called realistic people who, you know,
Right.
took care of their family. Yeah. So be prepared. Isn't that how? But so we had food in the cabinet, in the pantries, and everything else, and we had 3 households here on the property, so we kind of like shared around and stuff. We had solar lights. We had Dad one night will probably do. He set up solar outside, but it currently still just feeds into the grid, which was bad with all that was going on. We couldn't even utilize our own solar power. That was frustrating. That was really frustrating.
Now, was that because you were afraid of electrocuting somebody trying to fix it?
That's the way it worked out.
Let me turn this, so because Dad's actually put in all of the solar stuff, so he can go on to that for a while.
They call it islanding or non-islanding power. When you have a you produce electricity, if you backfeed the power to the grid, then if a lineman's working on a line, he may get shot or electrocuted. So they have the inverters that convert the DC that's produced by the solar panel into AC, syncing it up with the incoming power, and it either feeds your house or back to the grid as needed. So if you're hooked up to the grid, then you have to have a, as I said, islanding or non-islanding setup to be able to hook it up to the grid. Now, if you have just an inverter that doesn't require hooking up to the grid, then you can produce power. So if I wanted to rewire it, then I could get power from it. But I have to be sitting in the hospital with COVID at the time.
Yep.
I know a little bit about electronics. I actually went for school, so pretty much what you're saying is the inverter needs power, or it acts as a circuit breaker
with the grid.
Right.
And it also backfeeds it into the grid, depending on where the draw is the most.
Right.
If you're not drawing that much into your house or whatever, you got everything turned off, then it's going to feed most of that power out to the grid.
Do you get much revenue from that?
I don't get much because I use so much.
Oh, okay.
I haven't got enough yet to.
We've got a whole nother.
Well, I had originally I put 10 panels of 335 watts per panel, maximum. Obviously, you don't get any power at night or anything, so it's got like a sine wave of, as the sun gets higher in the sky, you get more power, and then as it goes down, it tapers off. They usually say the best power time is between 9 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon. Being down here in the south, it's more like 8:30 in the morning to 6 in the 6 or maybe even 7 sometimes, depending on if you don't have too many trees around to get away. But the sun here goes, I almost have to have my panels horizontal with the ground to get the noon sun. And then in the wintertime, I have to tilt them where they're about 60 degrees or so.
He's got them on tilt currently. So, I mean,
Yeah.
it's mechanical, where you have to move it. So he's trying to do it just at the equinoxes and the so that they're only moved a few times. But that means that you're not always going to get the peak.
Yeah, fall equinox. I changed it from the more flat to the more tilted to get the summer, the winter sun. But even in the winter, it's reduced because it's going through more atmosphere at a lower angle. Like if you were up near the Arctic Circle, you're not going to get real intense sunshine anyway because it's coming in at an angle across the Earth.
Right.
Anyway,
But with when the power went out, we had well water. Now, Dad had the foresight that it's down to what, the third water table or something like that.
well, it's down 300 and something feet,
Right.
and it's really good pure water.
Even when there was a bad drought, about 8-9 years ago, we had a really bad drought. A lot of people around us on wells, they didn't get much. It was hard, and we still had nice clean water the whole time. And so that was a nice bit of forethought. But the well runs on electricity. So when the power was out during that storm, we didn't even have water. And
I had a generator sitting on the porch that nobody picked up.
well, I didn't know how to hook it up to the well, and so well, we didn't know how to do it. We didn't have to send. But anyway, so we were doing what we could with what we had, and I went over to a gas station. Of course, nobody had water, especially out here in the country. Nobody had water because everybody's well was out. So I was in there, and I'm like, what are we going to do? What are we going to do? And I look over, and in this gas station, their ice chests are filled. They've got ice everywhere. It's just for, oh, okay, sorry. Matt needs password or something. And then I can help again. Sorry, I got to do all this. That should work good. Anyway, but what I did is I went over and I bought 6 20-pound bags of ice. Just took them out to the truck, and people are looking at me like I am insane. It's like,
We were taking ice off the ground and melting it much older.
yep. It's like, it's water. It's filtered
Right.
good water. So,
It's too bad people
I had
these
a
days
sword on
can't,
it was
think about stuff like that.
Yep. And it's just getting your head wrapped around different ways of looking at stuff.
Sure.
And I'm
Living in Alaska, we learn to work around.
Yep.
You learn to work around a lot of things.
Well, not
Oh,
just
yeah.
that. When we were in Turkey, there wasn't water or power
There's
every day.
programmed water.
They had rolling
Yeah.
outages, and
This
I was-
this section of town would get power for this amount of time or water, and then
Right.
it was a rolling thing like they did for electricity here. That way everybody got some.
I remember, even though I was only about 6 at the time, it's from my early, those are some of my earliest memories, but I remember hearing the water, because we were in a, what floor were we on?
The
7th?
top floor.
I know.
Eight.
Okay, 8th floor. Anyway, we were at the top of this apartment building, and you could hear the rattling of the pipes when the water was coming off. And I just remember, the water's on. Everybody would run around the house. You turn the water on to get the water in the bathtub so that you could flush it. To be able to flush the toilets and stuff. And then trying to get, water set aside for your drinking water with a gallon, and you'd fill them up. And then you put, 3 drops of bleach?
3 drops of bleach and let it sit for 4 or 5 hours.
And to be able to make
Per
sure
gallon.
it cleaned out all the stuff, so all the impurities and bugs and whatever. And that was just daily life. And
People in this
Yeah.
country just don't know how
They
good they have it.
absolutely,
It's just, it blows my mind that you go into a sandwich shop, and if they accidentally, this happened to me not too long ago, they accidentally charged me for 2 sandwiches. So I
Right.
said, well, just, give me the price for one.
Right.
This poor guy could not figure it out.
Oh yeah.
Right.
It was amazing.
I've done that many times. I've calculated the change in my head before they can come out
Oh, yeah.
on the register. Or like you were talking about, I would say, okay, it's $5.25. Here's a quarter, or here's it was like $5.15. Here's a
dime
quarter,
yeah.
and just give me the,
Right. To be able to do.
Yeah.
Just,
and it's just
to
like
give that little extra.
a
to-
deer in the headlight. They're just kind of standing there like,
Given 1702, when the amount is like 12, and it's like, well, because I
Right.
want, or 22, and so you give because it was 12 something, and they're like, but that's too much. No, it's not. Put it in, and I bet you it's gonna. You'll see. I promise. Just try it. Just try it. You'll see it works.
okay, when the manager came up and couldn't do it either.
Yeah.
Did you know that my niece, his granddaughter, my niece Melody, she works at a fast food place down the road.
Burger
And
King.
their manager, their shift manager, 17 years old.
Yeah. Sure.
And it's like, on the one hand, kudos for at that age to, shown some maturity to be able to get into that position. But, when you're looking at if something happened, like, God forbid that somebody holds the place up, it's attached to a gas station in the middle of the night, in the middle of nowhere. There's a 17-year-old that's having to take responsibility for everything that happens. That's a pretty high level of responsibility that's being put on them.
It is,
You
and it goes through so many different things. In the fire service, we rely on each other for our lives.
Yeah.
And there
You don't
was a
pass somebody walking
promotion.
on the side of the road.
Yeah.
You give them a lift.
There was a promotion going on, and this young guy who'd been on the fire department for like a year was promoted to lieutenant. And I said, now wait a minute, I've got 20 years experience, I've worked for the state fire marshal's office, I've saved a lot of lives. How do you justify this? And it's like, well, he's got a lot of book learning skills
Right.
and administrative skills, and you're going to be first in line for the next promotion. And I went, okay. So 2 days after this happened, he's, lieutenant now. He drives the truck out of the station and rips the entire side of the truck off on the doors. He's got no experience.
Right. Yep.
I didn't stay there long.
I can understand that.
So you're not supposed to stand on the captain's desk singing, I told you so, I told you so.
Oh, come on.
I think we've now hit midnight here. I know that it's 1 o'clock in the morning for you. 1 or 2?
One.
1. Okay. We've got pouring rain outside. But I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. I'm so glad you jumped on.
Well, I'm so glad you let me back on so many times. I
that's
finally
okay.
got this figured out.
That's it.
We
Part of
like
it.
seeing people crash and burn.
Well, me too. I mean, hey, come on.
That's part of the fun. No.
Yeah, well,
but-
I get to use these fancy tools,
well, that was kind of my thing also, because my background is um, uh, you're welcome. You're welcome. But I just squirrel. We were talking about squirrel earlier. Yeah, that was a squirrel moment. I just got totally lost. I enjoy chatting with people, but yeah, I always have, always will. But um, with this, I mean, my background's computers and business management, stuff like that. I mean, I'm a farm mom now, but I've done a few things, and uh, Matt's not. I mean, when he and I met, he had a flip phone. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He had a flip phone, and not just because it was 2007. I mean, Gibbs on NCIS. Yeah, Matt's like a no tech kind of no tech, low tech. And then
He's got more people on his channel than you do.
oh, I know, but you know what? He works it. I am so proud of him. He goes and he talks to people and he supports them, and he really shares around what he likes, and that's just natural. That's who he is. But
Yeah, he's doing great. I mean, I've had a channel for 10 years, but I just started.
I've got to tell on her. We used to say that if we go into like the airport terminal and sit down, by the time we get on the plane, she knows everybody's name. She knows where they're from. She knows if they've got kids or not. She knows it.
Good.
And she probably has a couple pieces of candy or whatever given to her,
Classy's really good on that. Oh,
Good.
My daughter. But he's doing all this. But my role as his wife is to help make it to where it can happen. So he can use these things and know how to make it work. And I want him to be able to still have enjoyment from it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
be able to have the extent, to the extent that he can know all the ways he can support others, that he can share his interests and keep people communicating and stuff, which is one of the big reasons why I wanted to come on tonight, was to be able to see how this works, and just enjoying time with other people is a fantastic bonus. So I'm glad that people showed up, and I love talking to everybody.
I used to do the CB back in the day. Used to talk to people all over the world with skips and whatnot, so this is kind of the same thing, only with moving pictures.
AOT 3278.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Mine was CMT something.
I had one before you had to have a license.
Well, yeah.
But we had my registered handle name was I was a sand fiddler.
Oh, cool.
Yep. The men in our family, my dad was a seahorse, my brother was a sea turtle. Mom was a sand dollar, a sand fiddler, and my sister was sand flip. So she wasn't happy about that. Didn't bother me none at all. So, yeah.
It was a pleasure talking to you. I really enjoyed it. God bless you and have a great night.
God bless you. God bless. You take care. Good night, and we'll see y'all around online again in probably the not too far future.
Oh, probably, yes.
All right. Oh, he's gonna be all selfish. He's gonna go live while I'm at church, so he can have his screen all to himself. I know how he is.
I had no idea how to shut this off.
Okay, I've got you.
Oh.
All right, folks. Well, so happy y'all decided to stick with us for as long as you did. It was great. We might make the after party a thing in the future, and I just hope y'all have a great night. And we're gonna sign off. And love y'all.
All right, somebody made a mod. What was that?
Yep, that was earlier.
Okay.
When Matt did that. All right. Good night, all. Bye.